33 degrees, January 7th. I tell you what, camera setup. I do a warm-up in the house, and by warm-up I mean I do 6 sun salutations in the house to get all that, get my brain ready for all that movement. All right, we're engaging all this stuff, we're gonna do this thing, and I come out here to record. Because it's just dropping in and doing 6 sun salutations first thing in the morning when it's 33 degrees outside is rugged. And today I, for whatever reason, could not get my camera set up. And I've spent 10 minutes messing with the camera, and even now, like if I look at the camera over here, the shot appears to be square and proper. But looking at the camera, it looks like the friggin' thing's shooting off that way. So I don't know what the hell has happened to my camera in the last 24 hours. It's not like I went to a crash-up derby with it in a car with me or something. But that's my learning curve right now, believe it or not, is getting my camera positioning down. And you would think by now I would have like a spot where I put the mat in the camera and it's right every time, and I should. That's a reasonable thing to do. So now it's been 12 minutes that I've been out here in the freezing cold and haven't been moving much. So let's stop yapping, and we'll get on. We'll pull a Monty Python and we'll get on with it. Every time I see the sun now, I think of Craig. Thanks, Craig. You'll forever be in my mind. magic cape noises. Whew. Whew, whew, whew. Checking the frame. Very odd. Anyway. It's cold. One thing I've learned for certain, doing yoga outside in the weather, you know, is that when it's cold outside, I feel cold doing yoga. Some profound wisdom. Ooh. Okay, in all seriousness, I find when I do yoga in classes that the high to low plank to up dog to down dog, which is present in every sun salutation and is present in droves in many flows. It's a staple. People rush through it. The teachers up front of the class, they rush through it. The people doing it, they rush through it. Sometimes you'll just hear step back to high plank. We meet in downward facing dog. And what they're saying is do whatever you want between then and then. Like maybe you do a high to low push up and an up dog, maybe you don't. Maybe you pay some bills or you eat an avocado. Whatever you want to do. But eventually, let's all get into down facing dog. And now, first of all, I've developed sort of a fascination with that particular part of the flow. High plank, low plank, up dog, down dog. That little piece right there. I'm fixated on doing it with more intent. But today, I've stopped seeing them as individual postures. And what I was doing before today is I would hold a high plank for a second, and then I would do a nice solid low plank for a second, and then I would go all the way down and then push all the way up into up dog for a second, and then push all the way back into down facing dog. And that's fine. And you might not think that there's a difference between what I just described and what I'm doing now. That's fine. Another element of my own yoga philosophy is that the transitions between the asanas are as important as the asanas. Asanas being postures. It's as important to focus on your movements through and in between the postures as it is to focus on trying to get the posture where you want it. I think that that's very important, and I think that that idea is lost in a lot of places. A lot of studios don't focus enough on the functionality that is being built during the transition. That muscle and motion. That mobility and strength and movement. So my new philosophy, developed just now, today, is that I want to, when I'm doing my own practice, starting with high plank and ending with down dog is one slow, continuous transition for me. And when I did that, and I only did it exactly the way I wanted on the last sun salutation, it felt like wicked good. I felt like, oh, this feels so good. It was like you know how I described the sun on my face after 5 days of overcrastination? It's when you procrastinate so much that you start procrastinating about procrastinating. Where was I? I talk about how good the sun felt when I was in mountain after 5 days of overcast, and doing high to low plank and up dog to down dog as one slow continuous movement felt like a littler version of that, but like it felt really good. So that's a new thing I'm going to do. I'm going to add that to my practices for me, and I'm going to suggest it with people that I teach. And maybe there's something there for some people. This has been a great time. Today is day 7 of a 365-day Sun Salutation Yoga Challenge outside, regardless of the weather. It's such a long name. I have 359 days to go, I think. Yeah, 359 days to go. This is wacky. Counting down the year like this, it's wild. It's really good. Thanks for joining me on my mat. Namaste.